Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. May Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's peace be bestowed unto you, hopefully elect. I'm my brother Yahweh from Great Millstone, Orlando. And I've got this video here that I took on the plantation. As you see, I originally wasn't going to do a video on this, because I put this video in the chat for brothers. But, it's definitely spiritual. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is definitely communicating. There's a lot of spiritual things going on right now. It's just a matter of being in tune with the spirit to recognize. So again, as you see, this quick clip, because typically in my plantation, there are several of these peacocks around. But I've been noticing this peacock in particular. Now, initially, because like I said, lately, the past few weeks, this peacock has been running up to me as soon as I come on a plantation. Now, there's several of them around. And it's the spirit, because typically these, as you see, is daytime with this whole daylight savings nonsense. Because I hear them at night. I don't see them at night because I work overnight, so I usually hear them. I don't typically see them. But since it's been daytime, I've been seeing them out. And this one in particular will come running up as soon as I get on the plantation. Now, initially, and it's also spiritual as well, because, exercising the spirit over the flesh. Because the first time this thing, when I tell you it came charging at me, I thought it was going to attack, just to be blunt. And the flesh was like, oh shit. But the spirit was just like, hey, fuck it, let's just see what happens. And ever since then, like I said, it's just been running up to me. And I would typically leave food out for it, and for whatever reason, it didn't want the food. But it just seems like it just wanted to be around my presence for whatever reason. If I go inside the building, he's just hovering around the door, hovering right outside the building. As soon as I come out, he comes charging up. And this was the actual first time, because like I said, I would typically leave food out and it wouldn't eat the food. But this was the first time it actually took the food, and it let me hand feed it. So, Lord's will, it gets to a point where it allows me to pet it. But this was the first time it actually ate the food that, I provided it. It actually, like I said, allowed me to hand feed it. And this is the closest I've ever been to a peacock. And when I tell you the beauty, the majesty, when I tell you the video, pictures, never do justice, because this thing was beautiful in person. But, again, I believe it's all spiritual. Like I said, I wasn't even going to do a video on this, but watching a few brothers' videos. I was watching the head brother out there, Mahaloya out there in Kansas City, and he was going into his little testimony just concerning the spirit, man. He also mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he mentioned a few things with, about the birds and things like that. But he had a small little testimony. And even more so, this video here by the older brother is what really inspired me to do this video. Like I said, I wasn't going to do this, but I'm gonna play this video real quick by the older brother.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. All praise to Yahweh Shemel Shah, Bashim Kakadash. All right, you brothers and sisters can hear. It's nighttime and you got birds. You got freaking birds chirping at night, man. Okay, and it's cold. So this is unusual activity that's going on. Me and my real, we've been experiencing this in this area, all right, for years. But the thing is, the first time we pretty much noticed this was back in 2020. Okay, before the C-19 hit. Okay. These birds, because, one thing about animals, they're very spiritual, man. They can sense, all right, when something was about to happen. And like I said, 2020, all right, we experienced this because we were like, what the fuck is birds chirping at night? And lo and behold, some weeks or days or weeks later, the C-19 hit, man. And then all of a sudden, we ain't hear no birds chirping anymore, man. But we've been experiencing this, like I said, from years on, since 2020, 2021, when these major events would happen. Like 2021, they pushed the jump shot. We heard these birds. 2022, Russia and Ukraine event. We heard the birds before then. Okay? And other events prior, up until now. Okay? So we heard these birds before, they struck our run 2 weeks ago. Okay? So every time a major event's about to happen, we'll hear these birds, man, chirping at fucking night. So something else major is about to happen, man. Because here it is, you hear it, if you can hear, and they chirping again, and we know that they've been talking about S cells. I'm going ahead and say it, sleeper cells, man. Okay? So, hey, we know that these devils about to pull off a major T attack. Okay? So, Lord willing, that's what it is, man. They sensing some major like that happening, or a major attack, or something, or EMP, cyber attack, major cyber attack, whatever, man. But yeah, like I said, these animals, not just birds, animals in general, they can sense things. So I just want to bring that to you brothers and sisters' attention, man. Something major is definitely about to happen. So with that, I'm going to sign off by saying again, all praises and glorifications goes to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Kakadash.
So you see, man, a lot of spiritual things happening. And going back to my little situation with this peacock. And again, it's a matter of being in the spirit, because the Lord is definitely communicating. Initially, I thought nothing of it. Like I said, there's several peacocks around, man, this plantation. But this one in particular would always come running up, and it wouldn't want the food. I thought it would just want the food. It would never eat the food. Eventually the raccoons would come and eat the food. But it would just always come running up to me as soon as I come up to the plantation. And I just out of curiosity, looked up on Google the symbolism behind seeing peacocks. Now, of course, chew the meat, spit the bones, right? Take it with a grain of salt, right? But it says, seeing a peacock symbolizes beauty, renewal, confidence, and spiritual growth, often serving as a reminder to embrace one's true self and express individuality. It says the beauty, going into the bulletin points, beauty and self-expression. The peacock's vibrant feathers are a powerful symbol of beauty and self-expression. It encourages individuals to embrace their unique qualities and showcase them confidently to the world. And again, man, it's all spiritual. I had a brother text me out the blue the other day, just going into, and again, man, Yahweh Shemal Shai, the Yahweh Shemal Shai's way of communicating, because Jake is definitely going through it, mentally, dealing with a lot of mental, battles and whatnot. And, brother randomly hit me up, just give me, some words of encouragement. Again, man, it's all spiritual. It says renewal and transformation. Peacocks shed their feathers annually, which symbolizes renewal and the ability to let go of the old to embrace the new beginnings. This cycle of shedding and growth serves as a reminder that change is a natural part of life and can lead to personal growth. And out of all of them, this was the main one that stood out. The renewal. That growth. This is the main one the main point that stood out to me. For myself personally, and just overall, as we are seeking the true change to come. All hell's getting ready to break loose, which is going to usher in the kingdom, as the scriptures say, that day of doom. Before we obtain the immortality, we must go through this day of doom. And that's the spirit, because speaking of immortality, that is actually one of the bulletin points. I'm going to read on. Confidence and pride. The peacock struts with confidence, embodying healthy pride. Its presence can inspire individuals to stand tall in their authenticity and celebrate their strengths while remaining humble. And man, that's on point. Yeah, that's on point. It says spiritual guidance. In many cultures, peacocks are seen as spiritual guides that connect the physical and spiritual realms. They encourage individuals to trust their inner wisdom and seek deeper meanings in life. Divine protection. In Hinduism, the peacock is associated with deities, symbolizing divine protection and wisdom. The eye-like patterns on its feathers are often interpreted as a shield against negativity. And boy, the scriptures talk about pressing towards the mark, right? When you go into that pressing towards the mark, it goes into I'll get it, Lord's will. But this last bulletin point, it says, the symbol of rebirth. The peacock is often linked to themes of rebirth and resurrection. Its ability to regrow more beautiful feathers each year signifies resilience and the potential for transformation after difficult times. So, man, and that's why, like I said, that main point going into that renewal, individually, for myself personally, and just overall. And that's why I wanted to play the Elder Brothers video here. That's heavy as well. It says in encountering a peacock can be seen as a powerful sign, encouraging you to embrace your beauty, express your true self, and remain open to transformation and renewal. Its rich symbolism across various cultures highlights its role as a reminder of the beauty of the life and the importance of self-acceptance and spiritual growth. And man, it's on point, man. You know, of course, you don't just take it and just run with it, but I mean, for the most part, just in the spirit, the shit's on point. The shit's on point. So, that shit's spiritual, man. I believe so. The fact that you got all these peacocks in the area, this one in particular always comes running up to me. Like I said, man, initially I thought it was because when I first noticed it came charging at me, I thought it was getting ready to attack me, and that's why I recorded that video, because I wanted to I was trying to get it to, like I said, I put that video in the chat for brothers, but I was trying to get it to flex his feathers. That would have been beautiful, but again, it's spiritual, because oftentimes when they do flex their feathers, typically they're threatened. They feel threatened and things like that. So, I mean, on the contrary, to be fair, obviously the peacock didn't feel threatened and whatnot. So that's also spiritual. But I'm gonna grab this real quick. Because, man, and again, to echo off of the head brother in Kansas City, like I said, that was another video that inspired me to do this one as well as the other brother here on screen. He was making certain points as well, asking for certain things, and again, hey, the Lord will show you who's dealing. He'll show you that he's dealing. Because there's certain things that I've been praying for. And just seeing this and what it can potentially symbolize, what it can potentially represent. Hey, man, the Lord is cold. They say you can't make this shit up. I say you can't make the Lord up. So in Philippians 3:14, I press toward the mark of the prize of the high calling of the Most High in Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And just making a quick point when going to that, it goes into in a hostile manner as one of those points in the symbolism of seeing peacocks. Basically, man, embracing your nature, because Yahweh Bashmal Shai is giving us a certain spirit. That's frankly, it's against the world. So more embracing has been talking about lately. Tapping into Yahweh Shai. Embracing the goodly things that's getting ready to be bestowed unto us, Lord's will. putting on Yahushua, man, more and more every day. By all means necessary. That's another point when you're going to that pressing towards a mark, in a hostile manner. By all means necessary, any means necessary, man, whether that means cutting off loved ones, whatever the case may be. Now more than ever, we cleaving onto Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai. Because, hey, man, this thing of ours is getting ready to transition. Lord willing, sooner than soon. But this thing of ours is getting ready to transition, going from glory to glory, faith to faith. So, man, it's all spiritual, man. Yahweh Shema Shah is definitely communicating. The Spirit is definitely at work. We grab this in Acts 2. Acts 2 and 19, matter of fact, verse 18. And all my servants, and on my verse 17, Acts 2 and 17, and it shall come to pass in the last days, saith the Most High, I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. And on my servants and on my handmaids, on my handmaidens, I will pour out in those days of my spirit, and they shall prophesy. And, prophecy is at the tip of everyone's tongue. Whether it be individuals on the job, man, they want to ask you about what do you think is going to happen with Iran, and they so-called catch themselves so-called because we know what the deal is, according to prophecy. We know what the deal is. We know what the end all be all is, and people are so-called trying to put you on game, like you don't know what's going on. Prophecy is at the tip of everyone's tongue, man. It's within everyone's household. Prophecy is unavoidable, man. This is verse 19. And I will show wonders in heaven above and signs in the earth beneath, blood and fire and the vapor of smoke. So as if these things are not already taking place, right? Just had what was that, a blood moon? Here it is. We're coming up upon Passover. And the Lord is showing those omens, when it mentions the wonders, those omens, those predictions. So we're in very heavy times, spiritual times. Yahweh Shema Shai is definitely communicating with his elect. And again, it's just a matter of being in tune with the Spirit to recognize, really being in tune with the Spirit. I can do a whole another hour just going into why this is spiritual for me. But, ultimately, it's just between me and Yahweh Shema Shai. But man, is the Lord cold, man. The Lord has his way of uplifting his men. The Lord has his way of comforting us, man. Yahweh Shema Shai for that. Because when we're not suffering alone, Yahweh Shai is suffering with us. And hey, just through the Spirit, it's just like, man, the Lord is telling us, hey, keep your head up. Keep your head up, man. We're almost out this bitch. So Lord's willing, this was edifying, giving all praises to Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom to you, hopefully, like.